Mass Movement in the spotlight.
All right, tonight we're very lucky to be joined by Hugh Dancy and Rose Byrne from the new movie Adam. So thankful to have you here. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
Hugh, most of our listeners probably know you from Confessions of a Shopaholic. And in the new movie Adam, you play somebody with Asperger's. Which is more difficult to play, someone with Asperger's or someone who is a shopaholic?
I was not hired for my shopping ability in that movie, so I never had to worry about that too much. What I did learn was that being in a comedy like that, big Disney comedy, is a lot harder work than it looks because, you know, there's no real script, goes on for months and months, and there's a lot of very anxious kind of executives who spent a lot of money looking over your shoulder every moment. So making a small movie like this, even though the character was a lot more challenging, is actually in some ways kind of a smoother ride.
And what kind of preparation did you do?
I started learning like anybody would. I go on the internet, you read books, really simple stuff, just trying to cram facts in, and there's a lot to learn, and then eventually get to the point where I knew enough to sit in a room with people with Asperger's or people who live with people with Asperger's, and I could listen to them and I knew what they were talking about, and turn up on day one and just hope for the best.
And then Rose, I know that there's someone in your life with Asperger's. How did Hugh fare as far as doing the character?
Hugh was incredibly accurate and a very truthful performance. Absolutely, yeah. 10 points.
But I'm sitting right here. You know, so.
But he's right next to me.
Now, most of our listeners might know you from 28 Weeks or Troy. Was it difficult for you this time being able to play someone that could actually be happy for a change?
It was liberating. It was wonderful to play a character who wasn't under siege with a gun or running from zombies or trying to save the world or in a spaceship or running from Glenn Close. So it was really fun. No, it was really liberating in that since she was actually a positive character who had sort of hope and charm and spontaneity and curiosity, and it was very fun.
It's a very unique love story. What was it that first attracted you both to the script?
What I liked about it initially was, certain things you recognize immediately. Like, we read a lot of scripts, so you get to recognize good dialogue pretty quickly, and just the fact that it's been written by somebody smart. Specifically, what I liked was that he's not immediately described as being somebody with Asperger's, this character. It's just Adam. You meet him as an audience, you see him in New York, in his apartment, in his job. He's a little unusual, but you can't really put your finger on it. So he's a human being.
Yeah, I mean, same thing too. You immediately are drawn to good dialogue and something that is well structured, and that doesn't happen as often as you would like it to, really. And for me, I had never been offered a role like this, like we've been discussing, and I thought it was a fresh take on, what I guess it could be called as a romantic comedy. It was charming, it made me laugh, it moved me, and I started saying the lines out loud immediately, which is always a good sign.
Now, I heard a rumor that you're doing a movie with Russell Brand right now. Did that movie have the same kind of charming dialogue that drew you in?
More or less, yes, more or less. Yeah, I guess it does. They improvise a lot, so it's a different process. Often you're coming up with the charming dialogue on the spot. But yeah, that's a kind of a different thing altogether, yeah.
Well, for the people out there who haven't seen the movie yet, in like 20 seconds or less, let them know why they need to see this movie this weekend.
This is a charming, funny film that, although it's about somebody with this particular condition in his life, is really about all of us and the way we interact, the way we communicate, the ways we screw that up every day of our lives, and the occasional joys that come out of it. So I think there's something in there, and a really great, entertaining movie there for everybody.
It is a great film, and I highly advise that you guys check it out. Hugh and Rose, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Putting the world's biggest stars at your fingertips. The Mass Movement with Joe Bermudez. Join the movement now at massmovementradio.com.